Okay, in order to set up the second monitor, you need to right click on your desktop screen, and that's what I'm looking at right here. And you're going to come down to your display settings. They will open up, and you should see 1 and 2, hopefully. But if you do not, then your computer is not recognizing the monitor, and that's a whole nother issue altogether. But should you see 1 and 2, where you have the monitor positioned is going to affect a lot. So I see how you can move this around. That'll come back in a couple minutes as really important. Okay, so if you scroll down and you get to, let me make my record window a little bit larger, you're going to see these settings here, and go with the recommended display resolution. That's just the best way to go on that, unless you really have some special needs that you need to take care of with your specific hardware. But it's this drop-down menu right here. When you click on this, you're really going to be worried about duplicating your display or extending your display. If you duplicate the display, then you will see the same thing on both monitors. And that would also be if you were connecting a projector, that would project what you see on your main monitor would be exactly what you project out of the projector. But if you extend the displays, this will allow you to have basically two different desktops. And so when you open one, let's say Google window, you could drag that to the second monitor and still continue with another application on the first monitor. So it'll allow you, especially in Zoom, to you can share the main monitor with your students, and you could drag the participant window to the other monitor to see what they're doing. So if you're using, say, Nearpod or Pear Deck or an application like that, you can have the dashboard on one screen with the Nearpod or Pear Deck that the students are looking at on the other. And so how do you navigate between the two? Well, when you come back up to the top here, you see the number 1 and the number 2. You could press identify, and that will put the 1 and the 2 on the screen. It'll tell you who is who. But where you set the second monitor in this window will determine how you drag things to that monitor. So if you have it on the main monitor and you grab your Google window to drag it to the second monitor, you would pull to the right. If you wanted it to be up, then you would just take this and put it on top, and then when you moved up, that would take you to the second monitor that way. You could have it on the left, and you can go that way. So really, this is going to determine the drag direction for the document that you were working on. So hopefully that will help you out in working with your second monitor.